Good morning, 49ers fans in Australia, and a good evening to 49ers fans over in the US of A. So, as you can see on my screen here, I have, courtesy of David Lombardi on Twitter, at David Lombardi himself. This is the conference call that you can search up that Coach Kyle Shanahan just gave to the beat reporters over in San Francisco, talking about yesterday's game. The injury news coming out of that, obviously, is that we have lost Elijah Mitchell to a sprained MCL on one of his runs. I think he's going to be out for 2 months based on what I'm hearing. And we had a sprained ankle from Javon Kinlaw. And so that was the two injuries from the game. He also talked about the beat writers were asking him about our penalty rate and, why that was happening. And he didn't give us too much insights, which I think, as you know, if you are a 49er fan, you know that Kyle keeps his cards pretty close to his chest, and he doesn't like to admit any fault or any failure. But a lot of the beat writers are quite kind to him in terms of the questions they ask. But one that I do like is Mr. Grant Cohn. He does get to the kernel of the problem for yesterday, and that, as we discussed last night too on the channel, was that we didn't go again to Brandon Ayuk or Juwan Jennings longer downfield, getting some longer throws downfield, which Trey is good at. So I'll just play you the question that that Grant asked, and you can hear Coach Kyle Shanahan's answer for yourself.
Kyle, after the outstanding offseason that Brandon Ayuk had, it was a little surprising to see him just get 2 targets. Why do you think you weren't able to get him the ball a little bit more frequently?
We really didn't start throwing it consistently until we were down 2 scores and we were in that monsoon. So I think we struggled to get it to anybody that consistently. He did have one big 3rd down that was taken back. But I think we ran the ball a lot too. So, it was sometimes the games play out like that.
So as you can see, he didn't start throwing the ball until the monsoon hit. Obviously, that didn't happen. He threw the ball. He threw some really nice balls, as you know, up to Brandon Ayuk, to Juwan Jennings, to Josh Dwelly, and obviously one of those to BA was called back. But again, the example of Kyle not going back to stuff that he knows works, which we know is a problem. But that's who Kyle is. He's a great offensive mind, but it definitely has some maturity to do in terms of owning some of his mistakes. So that's about it from me. What I might add is that there could be a trade scenario as we discussed last night again, but Dallas, as well as trading for Jimmy, they could offer us their backup running back, Tony Pollard, who could fill a hole again if we don't go with TDP or Jordan Mason as our next man up to get us through the games that Elijah Mitchell is going to miss. I think he will, though, give JWJ, Jeff Wilson Jr., another go back on home turf, back on dry ground. I think JWJ found it hard to get some feet into the ground, into that slop over there in Chicago at Soldier Field. So that's enough from me for an update. That's Kyle's update as well. So I hope you have a great day, guys. Have a good evening over there in the US. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.